Hey everyone, it's Em from My Life Planned. Thanks for being here. I thought today, since it's November 15th maybe, that we could do a mid-month planner check-in for my paper planners at least. So let's get into it. Okay, we'll do the Papertess Designs Manager's Notebook first. It's in my Louise Carmen, as always. It does have an elastic at the back. I just rarely use it. So in case you were curious, let's get into the monthly pages first. So full transparency, I suppose, if we have a look at my task list down the left, I have not made as much progress, obviously, as I would have liked this month. My sister stayed over last weekend, which was lovely. We had the best time, but it didn't really leave any time for any of these things. And this weekend, let's just say I haven't really tackled much from that list either. So at the moment, we are on Sunday the 16th. I'm not at my mum's. I think that will be next weekend now, but I am really using this page, coming back to it, using it as an anchor. Digital delete has not happened yet. For me, digital delete is going through old photos, videos, deleting emails and unsubscribing. I think maybe for my digital delete, I need to make a big picture plan, a checklist that I can refer to from month to month to keep track of it all. And these monthly routines are generally things that will happen at the end of the month, but my weekly flow routines, I am keeping a good track of things. I haven't been keeping track of my YouTube the way that I wanted to. I did get into a bit of a routine of doing a weekly summary, but I am going to do that today. So at least from week 3 onwards, we should be on track there. I do have mixed feelings about my lack of action on my goals for this month because my students had their exam on the 3rd, and I don't know if there is any other educators or anyone who's kind of been working towards a really big project. I guess could be something similar, that maybe once that happens, you have a little bit of a lull afterwards. So I give myself permission for that, but it's probably time to get back on track this week. Here is the November dashboard. So I am happy with my progress. I'm on track for my 4 workouts per week, which is great. You can definitely see patterns with the workouts where I'm chunking things together. It would be good to get a bit more consistency in terms of maybe active one day, rest the next day, active the next day, but I think it's probably also determined by my calendar at this point. There have been a bunch of evening work events, and I guess that does dictate when I do and don't get these things done. I have started the Dream Self workbook. I just haven't updated this tracker, which is fine. I'll probably come back to it next week and tick off some of the sections I've done. This habit tracking section probably paints the picture of my month so far. You can see that I'm so consistent with some of my habits, and just a reminder really to myself that they're not all habits that I want to be doing daily. Some of them are, but meditation and journaling, for example, that has not happened all month. And I resubscribed to my favorite app a month or 2 ago for mindfulness and journaling, and it's really a waste of money if I'm not using it. So I need a little bit of a reset there. And my steps, I just haven't added it in. I don't wear my fitness watch every day, so that's not the issue, but I've realized I just haven't gone in and added the data for it, which is fine. And look at that 10 p.m. bedtime. I think that is my biggest pressure point, where I am really not making the greatest decisions around bedtime. That's been one of my goals for a while, so I'm really going to focus on that this week. I'm using my plan as well, which is great. I'm feeling organized, just not feeling so action-based. I used these 1521 Studio stickers to track my cycle, which is important because that really does dictate a lot of kind of mood and energy. And my reading goal, it's still possible to read 2 books for the month, but I've only just started. So watch this space. And I suppose this tracker is the second piece of evidence about why I may not be getting so much done. Definitely not enough sleep, and I can really see how that's impacting my energy and my mood. It's pretty all over the place, a few days where they're matched, a few days where they're not. I don't necessarily see energy and mood as going hand in hand, but it is definitely pretty all over the place, and there is not enough sleep. That part is very obvious to me. This part I will fill in towards the end of the month. Okay, let's have a look at the weekly pages. So this one, again, I had my list on the left of everything that I had to prepare for. Pretty light on week. We had a student-free day, we had a public holiday, but very busy calendar as always. And Louise Carmen appointment, not sure about that one. I've been a bit disappointed with their follow through, but hopefully it will arrive this week. This was this week. So this was great, getting through all of my tasks that I needed to prepare for everything that was on my calendar for the week. The May Paperco Black Friday sale. I think her early access starts today or tomorrow, so I'm generating a bit of a list. She has some really great tiered freebies that I would definitely like to pick up. There's a really cool little file folder. A little bit of YouTube brainstorming down on the side. My Coffee Monsters Co. washi subscription came this week, which was exciting. And I'm using this space to track my Happy Mail. Now, this is next week. I will be planning that soon. So I thought we would have a look at my dailies too. I don't really have much in this planner. I've not done a full setup or anything. I'm just using it for the dailies for November to see how I like them. So I might bring the camera down a little bit. I can tell that it's looking a little shadowy. You really wouldn't know that we're heading into summer here. It's quite dark. So apologies for that. As I said, these are the Sterling Ink daily inserts because they're not fully dated. You can see it says November 2nd, but then you have to put a circle around the day of the week. You can use them anytime. So I dove in for November. So this was the first couple of days. This is a cloth and paper sticky note. You can tell from my dailies, I'm very simple. I like the timeline down the side. Use sticky notes and page flags where I can. I've been using these arrows for things that I need to follow up with. I'm not always great with my dailies at coming back to things. So I bought this set from Amazon. So this one I can actually take off. So I'm pretty repetitive. I don't really change my system that much. I'm very simple. Sometimes I will put in a little sticker. I put in some stickers at the top again to track my cycle. I like to do some time blocking sometimes. You can see here where I did some rectangles to show different blocks of time. But this day I was at work late, so there's lots of white space and I'm fine with that. And again, on the Friday, life is better in sweatpants. We would call them tracksuit pants here in Australia, which maybe might sound funny, but anyway, that's a little tidbit for you. And then onto the weekend, so much less structured. I don't really use that hourly timeline. And then onto Sunday, really did not have much happening on Monday. My sister stayed over pretty much the whole weekend until Monday night. So I did some swatching of the Coffee Monsters Co. subscription. And then onto the rest of the working week. I'm using a lot of little icon stickers and little header stickers from 1521 Studios. Chloe is one of my faves. Putting in some things like a workout and again, using some sticky notes. I think that's it. I did not plan yesterday, but I think I will go in and do a bit of a back plan. So that was my paper planners for the week. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Bye.